Hey, Bastish BF for 64K, and welcome to another episode of Pop Culture Quick Bytes. And welcome back. So in today's episode, we're going to be having a look at The Art of the Box, released by Bitmap Books at the end of August 2023. So this is another one of those massive art books released by Bitmap Books. I try to cover these as often as I can because I just love these guys' work. I think they're one of the best companies out there, really concentrating on retro video games. The quality of their books is just fantastic. I try not to ever miss an opportunity to buy one of their books. This is their latest one as of making this. So The Art of the Box is focused on looking at video game box art. This is box art from multiple generations. This isn't specific to say like the Japanese Famicom or anything like that they've done in the past. This is like completely just video games in general, like, you know, late 70s right up to even now. There's a small section on modern box art, but really not much. It's mainly about retro gaming box art, you know, the really good stuff. So now let's take a look at the front cover in a little bit more detail, plus look at the index to see what's in this book. I love this little MS-DOS sticker. Gives you a little bit of stats on the book. And as you can see, it features 26 artist interviews, and here's the main contents. These are some of the artists that are featured in this book overall. And we got a foreword by Lewis Castle, the co-founder of Westwood Studios. Meet the Artist section gives you little bite-sized tastes of what these guys accomplished during their artwork days, so you can get a good look and decide who you want to go check out in the book. And the evolution of box art. This is kind of a little history of box art from the beginning right up to now, just to give you a little bit of an overview before you jump into the artist stuff.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
So the book itself features over 350 different pieces of box art. Not only that, but it features profiles on tons and tons of actual artists. It has a lot of interviews with them as well, which is really fantastic. And obviously the artists that are no longer with us, it's got some, you know, archival kind of, interviews, and they splice it together in a bit of a history of each person's kind of journey through their box art career, which is just brilliant. A little bit of behind the scenes stuff also on how they drew them, you know, some preliminary sketches or photos they've taken as reference. It's all in here. So the bulk of this book is obviously looking at video game covers. I really like the profiles though on each different artist. I think it's excellent. There's a little like a preview version near the beginning where you can actually read quick little synopsis on each person to see like if it's somebody you recognize or know, and you can just check, it's like a bite-sized bio on each person, which is kind of cool. You can check quickly over and see if there's somebody you know, and then you can just jump to the main section where you get the full interview, etc., about the person. What's also cool is if you don't know what some of these games are and you're curious as to what kind of game it is, right at the end they got like a game index where it shows actual screenshots for every single game that's featured in here, like the box art. It shows at least one screenshot for each one, so it gives you a quick little glimpse as to what that game maybe is if you're interested in playing it. Okay, so what's my overall impression? As per usual, Bitmap Books delivers excellent quality. The quality of the pages, the book, the binding, just everything as per usual is top notch. You're getting what you pay for essentially. Having said that, this book is not going to appeal to everyone. Like I mentioned earlier briefly, if you're a person that only likes one style of video game, only like one kind of region of game, like if you're only into North American video games, you're not going to like this. If you, if you grew up on a little bit of everything, or you open to just video games in general, then this is just an absolute beautiful book. It covers a lot of European gaming as well, which is one of my personal favorites. So this book really appeals to me. Obviously, they're a British company. They would be focusing on European games, but it is a very broad spectrum. Like I said earlier, there's Japanese stuff, there's lots of US stuff, lots of everything. Computer games are also focused heavily in here, which I like. I like that big mix of things. And now to the little nitty gritty. I always have to mention this in these videos, especially Bitmap Books and pretty much books in general these days anyway, just due to the world climate. But the shipping for this is pretty expensive. If you live in the UK, like I've said in previous videos, you should just pick this up. I wouldn't even give it a second thought. If you live outside of the UK like I do, this is gonna be a bit expensive. So just bear that in mind. You are paying for quality here, so you are getting your money's worth. The shipping is going to be a bit chunky, to say the least. Obviously, depending on where in the world you are. I live in Canada. This was a little bit of change to import this, but I really do feel like it is really worth it if you like this subject matter. Bitmap Books, they never disappoint, so you are going to get something of extremely high quality, and I would highly recommend it. And thanks for joining me, Bastish B at 64K. I hope you had a good time, and if you can please like and subscribe, that'll be greatly appreciated, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.